The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
And a pleasant good morning, everyone. This is Mike Montefusco, meteorologist here with the National Weather Service here in Wakefield. And this is our weekly weather briefing for the week of May 6th through the 12th. A little bit of a busy week weather-wise, so let's go ahead and get started with our highlights for the week ahead. The full briefing is in our handout section. You can pick that up at your leisure. Taking a look at the highlights for the week ahead, remaining warm and humid today. We do expect some afternoon and evening showers and thunderstorms to develop. Some locally heavy rainfall is possible with those, along with some gusty winds, potentially with some stronger storms later today and tonight. We'll talk about that in another slide or so. Taking a look for the remainder of the week, it's going to remain warm through the midweek period. We are looking for additional chances for showers and storms each day. The strongest severe storms risk does actually turn up also as we get into the period tomorrow through Thursday. Greatest concern across much of the Commonwealth is going to be Wednesday across the west. And then Thursday across the central and eastern portions of the Commonwealth with a front crossing the region. Taking a look at the marine outlook, conditions are going to remain below small craft advisory thresholds for much of the week ahead. We do have the potential for some small craft conditions as we get into Thursday and Friday as that front approaches. Biggest issue potentially is we are watching for tides start to increase with that southerly flow that's persisting through the week. So our coastal communities in the middle and upper Chesapeake Bay could see some nuisance to near minor coastal flood thresholds as we get into the tide cycles Wednesday evening and during the day on Thursday. Taking a look at our activities outside of the weather, we are looking at a Skywarn class coming up at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Check out weather.gov/AKQ Skywarn for latest information. And it is also Hurricane Awareness Week. We have the Hurricane Awareness Tour coming around to the Norfolk area this Wednesday. Again, check out our webpage for details on that. Taking a look at our weather pattern, again, you can see fairly stagnant boundary kind of lingering across the region through the midweek period. That will be the boundary for showers and storms for the next couple of days, generally warm and humid through the midweek period. Again, mainly heavy rain today, but the severe threat does kind of increase a little bit tomorrow and especially Wednesday and Thursday. Looking drier once we get past that period on Wednesday and Thursday. So Friday through the weekend does look a little bit cooler and drier. And then once we get into the marine side, again, small craft conditions could be a problem once we get into Thursday and Friday. So again, talking into that severe thunderstorm potential today, more of a heavy rain threat. You can kind of feel it out there today, kind of a warm, humid type of air mass that's in place. So most of our storms today will generally be more of a heavy rain ilk at this point. We'll talk about that in the next slide with our heavy rainfall threat. But then as you get into Tuesday and Wednesday as well, that threat does ramp up, especially western portions of the Commonwealth tomorrow and even into Wednesday. But as we get into Thursday, we actually have a slight risk across the central and eastern portions of the Commonwealth as a strong cold front comes across the region. So while there is some uncertainty with respect to the exact timing, Thursday does have the potential to produce the highest amount of strong to severe storms in terms of coverage. And then clearing out for the weekend. As far as that heavy rain potential goes, again, today is going to be the area we're watching today, or the time we're watching today, for potentially some locally heavy rainfall across the Commonwealth. Storms will be moving, but they will be able to produce some locally heavy rainfall when they do develop. So be on the lookout for those. Again, turn around, don't drown with those. And again, keep an eye on the radar as we go through the day today. As we get into the remainder of the week, Tuesday and Wednesday, we do have the chance for some heavier rain as we get into that time frame. But again, more of a issue with severe weather as well Tuesday and Wednesday. Expected rain through the next 72 hours or so. Again, you can see the timing Across the region, generally in the far western portions of the Commonwealth, early this afternoon through early evening for the I-95 corridor and Central Virginia, generally after 2-3 o'clock this afternoon into the early evening hours, and then far eastern portions, the northern neck, the Tidewater area, eastern shore, generally this evening after 5-6 o'clock on into the early evening hours. So certainly be on the lookout for some heavy rainfall. Gusty winds secondarily could be a threat as well, but really heavy rainfall is the main threat for the day today. Locally heavy rainfall possible and stronger storms throughout the week ahead. But as we, again, that severe weather risk does ramp up tomorrow and especially Wednesday and Thursday. Total precipitation for the next 7 days, again, with the caveat that some heavier rainfall totals are likely in those stronger storms that develop. But this is on average rainfall that we're expecting across the region as we get through the week ahead. As far as the regional forecast summary, we are going to warm up the next couple of days once we get this system here through today. We are going to warm up the next couple of days. You can see some generally mid and upper 80s across much of the Commonwealth to around 90 central and eastern portions as we get into Wednesday and even on Thursday. But again, that cold front day does look like it will be on Thursday. The largest threat from widespread strong to severe storms will be on Thursday as that cold front comes through. Low temperatures generally remaining in the 60s to around 70 across the Commonwealth. A little bit cooler once you get into the latter portions of this week on into the weekend. And again, those rainfall chances do drop off, as you can see, as we get into the weekend ahead. But just kind of periods of rain as we get in through the next few days. As far as marine probabilities, generally, again, sub-small craft throughout the week. Some locally heavier gusts likely in some of those stronger storms as they come through middle portions of the week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. As you get into the next 5 days, again, you can kind of see that some building seas as we get into Thursday night, and Friday. And again, there is the chance for some small craft conditions as we get into that week period, especially in the lower bay and in the coastal waters as well. Marine threat potential in terms of wind gusts. Again, you can see the winds start to ramp up later portions of the week. But again, we'll be looking at the potential for some stronger winds in thunderstorms as they move on through. Marine forecast summary, you can see will generally remain out of the south-southwest for much of our winds through the week. And then our waves generally in the 2 to 3 foot range, a little bit higher, some 4-footers possible along the central and northern coastal waters. But then the latter portion of the week, we do start to increase once again with the potential for some small craft as we get into later Thursday and Friday. With that long duration southerly, southwesterly flow, we are going to be looking at some channeling of our water up the Chesapeake Bay. So our coastal communities from Windmill Point on northward especially have the chance for some nuisance level, tide levels to perhaps even up into minor, more likely on the Maryland side, in the middle and upper bay, but even some nuisance tide levels possible as we get into the Wednesday and Thursday tide cycles particularly. Looking ahead to next week, we do get into more of a upper trophy pattern, kind of a cooler pattern as we get into the middle of the month. As you can see there on the 13th through the 19th, this is the outlook from our colleagues at the CPC, Climate Prediction Center. Temperatures do start to favor towards below normal as we get into the next week time frame with near to above normal precipitation also expected. And you can see our normal temperatures delineated here on the right. So that's our briefing for the week. If you have any questions, feel free to use the chat feature. Otherwise, take a look at the highlights. Warm and humid for today. We do expect some scattered afternoon and evening showers to develop as we get through the afternoon here. Locally heavy rainfall is going to be the main threat today. Secondarily, some gusty winds will also be possible. Turning to the remainder of the week, going to remain warm through the midweek period in the next few days. Additional chances for showers and storms will exist through the week. Strong to severe storm risk does ramp up tomorrow on into Wednesday and Thursday. Greatest concern for widespread strong to severe storms comes across western portions of the Commonwealth on Wednesday and for central and eastern portions of the Commonwealth on Thursday. Marine weather, we are looking to remain below small craft thresholds through much of the week. However, there is the chance for some small craft Thursday and Friday, and we are going to be on watch for the potential for some increasing tidal levels as we get into Wednesday and Thursday ahead of our frontal passage. And last but not least, certainly Skywarn is available starting at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Check out the website for information. And it is Hurricane Awareness Week. Keep an eye out to our socials throughout the week for some tips and some posts that you'll find. And then the Hurricane Awareness Tour comes around to Norfolk on Wednesday. Once again, check out our website for details. That wraps up our briefing for the week. Thank you everybody for participating, and we will check you out next time. Thanks for timing in this morning. We did have a question here. Are Wednesday and Thursday the best days for potential severe weather watches and warnings? That is the expectation at this point. There is a chance for some stronger storms tomorrow across the Commonwealth. I think Wednesday and Thursday are the most concerning for us. Across western portions, I think would be on Wednesday, and then for much of our area in central and eastern Virginia would be for particularly Wednesday and Thursday. Thanks very much. If you have any other questions, feel free to use the chat feature. Otherwise, have a great day, everyone. We'll talk to you later.